can't help but relive those images.
4 girls found dead in a burning yogurt shop. It's a case that marks a dark chapter in Austin's history.
I mean, he had to be a messed up person to do that. I mean, he could have just took and left. I mean, he didn't have to do what he did.
More than 3 decades later, a major revelation.
My father was a very messed up person, and I feel so very sorry for all 4 families and lives that were ruined.
Well, new details tonight in the breaking news from today. A suspect identified by Austin police in the yogurt shop murders. Robert Brashers, a man police call a serial killer with an extensive criminal history. The case was recently thrust back into the public consciousness with a new HBO Max documentary that tells the new generation about what happened. 4 teenage girls killed at the I Can't Believe It's Yogurt shop in North Austin on December 6, 1991. After a fire, first responders found the bodies of 17-year-old Jennifer Harbison, her 15-year-old sister Sarah Harbison, 17-year-old Eliza Thomas, and 13-year-old Amy Ayers. This new suspect, Robert Brashers, Austin police, they tied him to the case through DNA. He has never been tied to the investigation before this. He did have a long history, criminal history, before killing himself during a standoff with police in Missouri in 1990. KXAN's Nabil Remadna spoke with Brashers' daughter as she herself learned about this new revelation.
How long have you known about the yogurt shop murders? Were you alive when they happened?
Yeah, I was 4 months old when they happened, but I'm just finding out here recently today about them. Is when I got the email about what was going on. I was cooking dinner, and I seen it on my phone, and I was like, wait a minute. So I Googled my father's name, which I haven't done in a while. Like, for the longest time, I would Google my name or my father's name just to see if there was new things that come out.
You mentioned DNA. DNA kind of helped connect all of these cases from 85 to the early mid-90s. Did police come to you and ask you for DNA?
Yes, September 2nd of 2018, September 2nd or 3rd, 2018, the police knocked on my door and gave me their police cards and showed me that they were from Kennett, Missouri. And that's where my father killed himself at. They're like, your father's one of 50 people that we have spoken with, and he may be involved in crimes of 2 murders, one in South Carolina and one in Missouri. At the time, I was trying to give them all the information that I could. They're like, hey, we have a DNA test in the car. Can we use that? And I said, yes. I don't mind using the DNA test and all. I don't mind helping at all, whatever.
How was your relationship with him as a child? Did you ever suspect that he could have done some of these horrible things?
I held my father on a pedestal for a very long time because I didn't think he was this evil person. I just thought he had mental health issues and he couldn't deal with it anymore. I never thought that he had psychotic issues that he dealt with that we didn't know about. There are people in this world that you don't touch, and no matter how wrong you are and how much of a low down dirty person you can be, you just don't touch children and you don't mess with women. Like there's standards to even the evilest people in this world. And my father had to have been the 7th layer of Hades to be how he is and all the things that are coming out. I am very sorry to every family that my father hurt. I know it is not my place at all to tell you I'm sorry, but someone has to, because he wasn't sorry for it, and half of my DNA is the person that hurt you the most. So I want to tell you sorry, and I'm so sorry for everything, but I'm finally glad that you are getting answers.
And a city memo states Austin police will hold a news conference on Monday with details on this break in the case. We will, of course, be there and we will bring you updates. Looking in depth, Robert Brashers was well known to law enforcement. He had a conviction for attempted murder in Florida in 1985. And when Brashers killed himself in 1999, again, it was 1999, I misspoke earlier, he had active warrants in Arkansas for a previous arrest while trying to break into a woman's home. It wasn't until 2006 that advancements in DNA matching tied Brashers to the 1990 murder of a woman in Greenville, South Carolina. Over the following years and decades, Brashers would be tied to a 1997 rape of a 14-year-old girl at gunpoint in Memphis, Tennessee, and the 1998 sexual assault of a Missouri mother and her 12-year-old daughter. The bodies of Sherry and Megan Scherer were found in a rural southeast Missouri home. Brashers was tied to the killings after his body was exhumed in 2018 for further DNA testing. Now, we asked APD about investigative genealogy last year. The department told us that it's not just as simple as having a matching profile in the database. Officers told us they first work with scientists in case management to determine if they have enough DNA to perform what's called a genetic genealogy. APD tries to use state labs before private labs because of the high costs that can come with this process. And the department also points out that people who utilize services like Ancestry.com have to opt in for their information to be uploaded for any matching.
You can't help but relive those images. And I still see the images.
That was former Austin firefighter Renee Garza, who spoke with KXAN for the 25th anniversary of the case back in 2016. He was there that night responding with others to put out the initial fire at the yogurt shop when the young victims were discovered.
A firefighter with me tapped me on the shoulder and pointed down. And he asked me, is that a body? And I had to step back. And it was. I saw another body. I knew that it wasn't right. Something was not right.
Now, this case took a number of turns over the years. There have been the source of numerous news stories and documentaries. This case has. 4 men were arrested 8 years after the initial crime. Only 2 went to trial. Both confessed and were convicted. However, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals overturned both convictions, noting constitutional violations when it came to their confessions. The cases for the other suspects were dismissed. In 2009, advanced DNA testing located a DNA profile belonging to an unknown male as part of the sexual assault swabs that were taken from the victims. Be sure to check out our continuing coverage right now at KXAN.com. We have a look back at the investigation as well as the latest on this new break in the case.